Shalom, all praises to the Most High, all praises to His holy name. Just came back from a bike ride, feeling pretty good. But in the meantime, when I was coming back, I had a thought came to me. And because I'm sovereign, because they said so, remember? But first of all, the Most High said so. So the Most High said I'm sovereign. They say I'm sovereign, so I have the right to, as a sovereign, and being the true government, the de jure government, I'm giving this public acknowledgement for this writ of my right to create my own travel passport. And it's legitimate, it's de jure. Why? Because they already acknowledged that natural and inalienable rights come from the God of nature. And he already said, here, this is my scripture I'm using from the God of nature. Genesis 1:26-28. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. He just told me I got dominion in the air. I mean, I can travel in the airplanes. I can travel on the land, and I can travel by sea. That's what this passport allows me to do. I can go anywhere I want in the world. And I remember when I first was dealing with making up my business, I remember when I went down there, and it was when I first did it, I believe I'm telling the truth because it was a long time ago. But I do remember them telling me this when it was in its original form of what was it called? Uncorporized state. And the lady said, remember your signature though. Remember that signature. So I guess it was some importance to my autograph. So I remembered it. That's going to come into play when I show it to you. I remembered it. Just like she said, remember to write it like that for all the time. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. The image of God created he him, male and female created he them. Now, I got to include this in the books of remembrance. This is the book of remembrance of Enoch, the same book of Haggai. Seth chapter 5, verse 69 through 73. And now at this day, all of the elements of creation know what they are, and they know their purpose. And they also know the meaning of life they have been given. And in their newness, they all love one another. And they all embrace the definition that they have been given in their creation. And know, my children, that as you are called to dress and keep Eden, which is America, and for this writ, I got to read that to you too, so it's on record once again. So we're talking about the God of nature giving me authorization to do this. So I'm going to go to the sealed portion, chapter 81 and 41. But in the beginning, it was not so. And I've shown you that the record of my fathers shall come forth unto Joseph. And he shall translate the part which is unsealed and publish it to the world, so that all might know of the work of the Father, which was wrought upon the land of Eden, which is this promised land, which will be called in the latter days the United States of America. So you know the Most High said it. The book of remembrance of Enoch, the Essene book of Haggai, verse 69. And he looked towards Adam. He said, and you shall know now change in your dominion over the earth. For now it is your task to dress and keep all the hosts of the living souls here, and your world is named Eden. He just told you today is called the United States of America. And now at this day, all of the elements of creation know what they are, and they know their purpose. And they also know the meaning of the life they have been given. In their newness, they all love one another. And they all embrace the definition that they have been given in their creation. And know, my children, that as you are called to dress and keep America, Eden, it may always be that the order of life that is here will remain the same. For all living souls can choose for themselves which way they will go. And all creation is made out of my love for you and none else. He said he loves me. He loves my brothers and sisters who are American Israelites too, but I got to speak for me. I'm speaking for them too if they want me to, but I can't speak for them. But they can say I agree with that if they want to. But that don't change my status. Because he said he loves me and none else. And all creation is made out of my love for you and none else. Why can I say that? Because he was only talking to Adam at the time he said it. And Adam is many Israelites who believe him. Many Americans on this land. And all creation is made of my love for you and none else. For you alone are created in my image, in both your body and your spirit. Therefore, it is the duty of all the souls in creation to diligently follow after the definition of every form they have taken because of you. See this travel passport? He gave me the authority to do it. Now, you got the right to do it too if you have the courage. Because he said you can. Faith without work is dead. I'm showing you my faith by my works. Because I believe his word. It is the duty of them all to walk in the harmony of oneness before you and their creator. And all creation also has a new task this day. And their task from this, the day of your espousal, is to worship together with the two of you. And thus obey the desires of your heart. And they are to share with you all the joys of your happiness. And they are to speak and sing of their joys in you before all their fellows. See, they don't tell me what to do. I tell them what to do, and they got to be happy about it. He just said. So let me go back to what the Most High also said, since I showed you that part. Genesis 1:26-28. And God said, let us make man in our image, and after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his image, his own image. In the image of God created he them, him, male and female created he them. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it. Let's look at the term subdue. Subdue is an action word. It's a verb. Late 14th century. To conquer and reduce to subjection. From Old French seduire, but this meant deceive, seduce. That's the old term. From Latin seducere, draw away, lead away, carry off, withdraw. The primary sense in English seems to have been taken to Anglo-French from Latin subdire and attached to this word. Subdue, subduing, as an associate noun. Subdue is attested from 1670, but it's to conquer and reduce subjection. That's what subdue means. Subdue, subjugated. Past particle from subdue, meaning calm down, reduce in intensity. Daunt, to vanquish, subdue, conquer. To vanquish, subdue, conquer, be afraid of, fear, doubt, control, restrain. To tame, to intimidate, subdue the courage of. Overmaster is an action word, verb. Overmastering, overpower, overcome, subdue. He said, those who overcome, I'll give you a white stone. Vanquish. Overroyal, royal, if I can pronounce it right. Subdue or controlled by fear or superior influence. See, they did this to us, but the Most High told us to do that to them. He said subjugate, verb. Early 15th century, a back formation from subjugation or else to subjugate, subdue, literally bring under the yoke. The Most High said, he said, my yoke is easy. So he said, that's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to be subjugated. And God blessed them. And God said to them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it. And have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moved upon the earth. Then the devil agreed. Finna go to Writ, the Roman Catholic post-private attorney, who agreed with the Most High concerning the Most High's children. The end of European meddling and predation in America. Don't it all make sense to you now? This is the Most High's work. I wasn't able to think of these things on my own. Where they found out that the true people that are Aboriginal and Indigenous, they gave us also the name Native Americans, and they also gave us Negro. Most High said be called by his name, Israelite. that's already known in the Library of Congress. So I'm right on top of it. It says the Constitution was saved and a new foundation begun. Now I'm going to change it based on knowledge. The American Israelites are now free to come home to the land that they were removed from. No longer POWs, they have regained their sovereignty as free, sovereign, and independent people living on the land. United States of America, they just said that that's what they're going to call the Garden of Eden today in the sealed portion of God's word. And the free, sovereign, and independent people living on the land of the organic states have regained their sovereignty in the international jurisdiction of the sea. For the first time since 1789, Americans are in full control of both their natural land and sea jurisdictions. We're finally whole. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowls of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. That's the air, the earth, and the sea. That's why she was able to agree with the Most High told us in the beginning. So the Most High said, and the devil said, who else is left? Nobody. So then I looked up the term California because I also put on my travel passport Californian. But I put de jure American Californian. California, name of an imaginary realm. In Los Sorgas de Espladian, Exploits of Espladian, a romance by Spanish writer Garcia Ordonez de Montova, published in 1510. It was a sequel to his Amadis de Gala. It was said to have been influenced among Spanish explorers of the New World. It could have led them to misidentify Baja California as this mystical land. And to make it for an island. The Amadis tales are the Iberian equivalent of the Arthurian romance. They are older than the 1510. Traces of them have been found mid-14th century and were wildly popular. The conquistadors and sailors would have known the story in all its imaginative detail. It's hardly surprising. So guess what? Then I went on to de jure. Of law, thus legitimate, lawful by right of law according to law. Jura, jure is ablative of highest law. So I'm gonna read what I put down as my travel passport that I've authorized by the authority of my Father, who's in heaven, the God of nature, Yahweh. I wrote travel passport. I'm also put on there / Negus Yosef. Travel passport, Anthony Madrus Pooler Sr., also known as Negus Yosef, de jure American Californian. So when I say de jure, that's the real, whatever it's called. That makes it the real place, the God creed. Then I quoted from that same Roman Catholic Pope, proud attorney, who said natural and inalienable rights come from the God of nature. Then I put exempt, not for hire, private. And then I put on it, I remembered that autograph that they say, remember to remember. So I remembered it and I wrote it just like that. You can, once I show it to you, you can go ahead and verify it. all rights reserved, and then I put on there Genesis 1:26 through 28. That's my authorized travel passport, where I give full intention of disclosure that I'm gonna have a company to put it on a plastic card, just like that. But I also have the ability, and I probably still do that too. I'll go cut this out and put it in a plastic card, just in case they don't send that one, but they gonna send it because this is legitimate. This is de jure. And I have not acquiesced, but I've created, because I'm a creator. With the spirit of the Almighty Creator. So that's that. All praise to the Most High. Well, I'm also use this on what quote unquote a license plate from my future car and and also from my scooter. It's on the record now. It has been said, let it be done.